I'm eventually going into the pharmacy program. I'm currently studying at Trident Tech, which is where I took 2 years of Spanish courses. Since I was in a virtual only setting, my primary input was actually going online and watching YouTube videos, especially of children's books and stories, because it was much simpler. So I found that there were more words that I could understand and I could string together sentences and follow along the storyline better because it was designed for children. So they made it a little bit more simple. However, once I got to talk abroad, it was really exciting because all those vocabulary words that I was studying and reading in my book, when I heard them spoken to me, it made it much easier to understand what was going on because I already had memorized that vocabulary and I wasn't having to string it together myself and try and piece things together. It was already things that I had been given. It was just a chance to practice those. I really enjoyed when I used Talk Abroad. I used the same partner multiple times. And by far, that was my favorite part of the program because she became like a friend. So she remembered things about me and I remembered things about her. So when I did my prep work for the last 2 or 3 sessions, I was able to think, ooh, she talked about this. And then I could go and look up what I needed to say to discuss that further and get more information from her. So it wasn't just a shot in the dark conversation. So I felt like after using Talk Abroad, my comprehension did increase a lot because we were talking about exactly what was in the textbook. So it was a chance to practice what was in the textbook. And I didn't have the vocabulary to really expand beyond that. So I had to use what we were using in class because that's what my partner was prepared to talk to me about. I did find it really interesting and very nice that the exact words that I was studying were the words that my partner was giving to me in the sentences that they asked or talked about. So it made the link very strong. It didn't feel like Talk Abroad was a separate entity from my class. It was just an extension of the class. My biggest piece of advice, if you're using Talk Abroad for the first time, would to be prepare ahead of time. Go through your notes, come up with practice questions and the practiced answers to those. Try and predict what your partner might be asking you and how you would reply back to them, as well as coming up with some questions that you'd like to ask them as well. Preparing ahead of time definitely cut down on my nerves. And if I did get stuck, I had the notes right there in front of me to glance down really quick and kind of catch myself back up so I didn't feel like I was falling behind in the conversation.
Yeah.
¿Qué hiciste?
Bueno, primero nosotros visitamos la familia de mi novio. Fuimos a las playas en Costa Rica, fuimos a los parques, es muy bonito. Nosotros visitamos centros comerciales, restaurantes que Nicaragua no tiene. Fue muy bueno. Nosotros pasamos mucho tiempo juntos. Fue un viaje único. Fuimos a comprar también.
Sí.
Muchas comidas.
¿Qué compraste?
Compramos muchos dulces y galletas, helados que Nicaragua no tiene. Fue muy bueno. Y compramos unas pulseras de pareja, de un corazón. Sí. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué hiciste, Rebe?
Fui a las montañas con mi familia y visitamos parques, acampamos.
Correcto.
Y escalamos montañas y nadamos, sí.
¿En las playas o ríos? ¿Lago?
No, muy rápido.
Ríos como los...
Sí. Lo siento.
Tranquila.
Río.
Río.
No, río, sí.